Welcome back to Chamber Exchange, and in our next segment, we're going to talk about an organization and an event that is coming up. And I want to welcome Jermoh Kamara, who is the president, and Dr. Chingor Moore, who is the vice president of the Massachusetts Organization of African Descendants. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you, Tim.
So, who wants to start and maybe talking a little bit about this organization and its history?
So I can start. So in 2020. The Massachusetts Organization of African Descendants started, and it started because of that was in the midst of COVID, really in the midst of COVID, and the goal was for community members, so different community members from different backgrounds or from different African countries to convene and see how best to support the community and support businesses that needed the support. So we did that. We convened ourselves, folks from different African countries like Liberia, Ghana, Cameroon, Nigeria, Cameroon, Togo, and you name it. Yeah. And we came together, and that's what we did. So we worked with the city, Dr. Castile. We worked with UMass, the Ronald McDonald Band. We worked with at the then superintendent of the public schools to bring food to places where sites to places where that there were not a site so that kids can get the food and stuff.
Right.
So,
and you mentioned a lot of things came together because of COVID, partly because maybe people had a little more time to do things, but it certainly makes sense that an organization like this would be formed. There's a study that was done in 2015 by the Seven Hills Foundation that said that Worcester's African American immigrants made up 21% of Worcester's foreign-born population of roughly 38,000, with nearly a quarter coming from 15 African countries. And Jermoh, you had started to mention a few of them, but at the time, 2020, according to ACE, which is a local organization which is very focused on supporting the African immigrant community, Burundi, Cameroon, Central African Republic, the Ivory Coast, Democratic Republic of Congo, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Ghana, Kenya, Liberia, Nigeria, Rwanda, Somalia, South Sudan, and Tanzania. Mm-hmm. Yes. And I mean, there's probably more since, right?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, definitely there should be more since then, and we are also organizing this African festival to be able to maybe identify more countries, and absolutely this was to make sure that we bring all these people together, unite us to work together with love, and also aim to promote and empower these people in terms of socio-economic and cultural empowerment. We also encourage good leadership in the community, and we hope to work more and bring more opportunities to this community on our various subcommittees that we work through. We have like a business subcommittee that we just organized, like a African Business Expo in March, to see if they can come out and have more economic empowerment through that. And we are working now in organizing an African festival to make sure they come and celebrate our rich cultural heritage and diversity, and also hope that the population of Worcester, Massachusetts, come and join us in this wonderful celebration.
So really kind of formed in the midst of the COVID crisis to try to help African businesses, churches with things such as supplies, gloves, masks, all the personal protective equipment that was needed throughout the COVID education, but now broadening to kind of do outreach, networking, education, and a little celebration that's coming up, I guess, right?
Yeah, definitely. So, so the celebration is going to be on August 5th at downtown Worcester, the Worcester City Common, and also on Franklin Street. It's going to be from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. and it's open to every population, children, adults, and elderly. We're going to have a kids playground. It's free for everybody to come and participate. We hope they really come out and have the opportunity to enjoy the culture of Africa. There's going to be vendors, merchandise, and we also thank our sponsors who came to also help us. We really hope that people come and celebrate this cultural diversity.
Right. And Jermoh, what are some of the things that are going to go on during the course of the day?
Yeah, so we have DJs that will be DJing different kinds of music from across the continent. We also have food, African restaurants. We have food there. Those will be for purchase. Some of the merchandises will be for purchase. We also have lawn games, like big lawn games that adults can play with. We have bouncy house for the children, and just other entertainments for everyone to come in and just have a good time and kind of see what the various countries represent. We're even thinking of doing one where we'll showcase like the different dances from those countries, and we're still working on some things. But like Dr. Moore said, we thank all the sponsors. I know that the Chamber is an in-kind sponsor supporting us with this nature, as well as other sponsors supporting us with this. So we thank everybody that has wrapped their arms around us and to be able to host this festival on the 5th of August.
On the 5th of August. And is there, if people want to try to learn more, is there a website, Facebook page? How could they learn more if there's a schedule up of events or that's in progress?
Yeah, we do have a website, and the website is MOAD, MA.org. MOAD is MOADMA.org.
Okay.
And you can also email us through, our email is moad.org@gmail.com. moad.org@gmail.com. And we are still accepting vendors and sponsors. If anybody wants to reach out to us for that, they can also go to this address.
Okay. And that's the acronym there is for Massachusetts Organization of African Descendants, so MOAD.MA.org? MOADMA.org. Okay, so MOADMA.org. Okay, so that's the website. So a lot of that information there. So we've got a couple minutes left. Anything you want to add about the event, or if people want to get involved, or just generally? And you mentioned some subcommittees and things you're working on year-round.
Yes, and so we are also on Instagram and Facebook via the same name, MOAD. And so for this festival, again, we want to say, everyone, you are welcome. It's free admission, but the vendors will have items for purchase. There's going to be music, DJs, lawn games, bouncy house for kids. We also our vendors. We have a lot of vendors, so we have closed it, but the sponsorship is open, and the sponsorship gives you a vendor table. Because we want to increase that nature. And yes, and with the other things that we're doing this year to kind of broaden the African community is as a political forum. So we usually do like forums for to educate the community about how to vote, like especially the fact that this year some things have changed with like the geographical nature. Like Moore said, we've done the business forum, African Business Forum. But for this August the 5th, from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. downtown Worcester City Hall and Common and Franklin Street, we're going to be celebrating the African Festival, and we ask everyone to come and enjoy and be a participant of this great event.
Great. Well, Dr. Jermoh, thank you for being with us and telling us a little bit about MOAD and the work they're doing, and August 5th.
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you, Mr. Tim.
Good. We're going to come right back for our final segment of this edition of Chamber Exchange.
These days, you've got your hands full in life. That's why we help you bank simply and securely with tools like Face ID and Touch ID. It's why we make it easy to make purchases on the go and get cash back while you're at it. Why we help you quickly deposit checks wherever you are. And it's why we lend a hand with sending and receiving money right from your phone. So even when you're on the move, you can manage your finances. Bank Hometown. Unlock your potential.
This is Radio Worcester. Local talk, local news, local events. We got it, and we've got opinions that you're going to want to hear.
That Worcester will be thought of and spoken about.
We're live every morning, 6 to 10 a.m., and if you can't catch us then, you can find us online day and night at radioworcester.com. This is your town. This is your morning show. Talk of the Commonwealth with Hank and Beth.
Worcester, a city with heart, history, and promise. A hub of innovation in life sciences, education, and healthcare. home to multi-generational families, first-generation citizens, and next-generation baseball and hockey greats. Home to great parks, world-class museums, theaters, and restaurants. Worcester, the place to visit, to invest, and to call home.